Today the topic is the mechanism of action of penicillin. ओके रिम्पी म्यूट हो जाओ, सब लोग अभी म्यूट हो जाओ, बाद में अगर क्वेश्चन है तो पूछना, ठीक है? ओके, थैंक यू. So last class we have discussed about the total synthesis of the penicillin V potassium salt, and today we just focus on the actions of the penicillin as an antibacterial agent. So basically in the generalized way we will discuss this antibacterial property of the penicillin. So here you know the general structure of the penicillin is that is the beta lactam ring, and here this is the amide linkage and this is the R. Now this R can be varied. Okay, so in this case how the penicillin acts as an antibacterial agent. Starting with the activity, that means the mechanism of the antibacterial property of penicillin, let us focus on the bacterial cell wall. Basically, and penicillin acts on the bacterial cell wall. So you know that the bacterial cell wall is robust in nature and it is prokaryotic type of cell, and due to this robustness it can survive in a drastic condition, especially a range of different environmental conditions having varying pH, higher temperature, higher osmotic pressure, it can survive. So this robust cell wall, the basic constituents of the robust cell wall is basically two carbohydrate residues. Two important residues named as, in short, that is NAM and NAG. This is the abbreviating form. The NAM means that is the N-acetyl muramic acid, and the NAG is abbreviated form in तुम म्यूट हो जाओ अभी थोड़ा. N-acetyl glucosamine. And if we draw the Furano structure of the glucose, we know this is the 6-membered ring. So OH, H, H, OH, OH, H, OH, CH2OH, H. So this is in general formula of the glucose. If we replace this OH by the NH2 group, this is the glucosamine. Now if this amine is substituted by the N-acetyl group, then that is named as the N-acetyl glucosamine, that means the NAG. So NHCO CH3, this is the NAG. Now what is the structure of the NAM? That is the N-acetyl muramic acid. So all the structure remains same, only the structure of the muramic acid is like this way. So Furano's ring, OH, H, this is the acetyl group, and now H. Here you can get H, CH3, COOH. So this is the N-acetyl muramic acid, or in short NAM. Now in bacterial cell wall, these are the basic constituents which coupled with each other, and not only that, there will be the peptide linkage. this peptide linkage is attached with this glue carbohydrate unit, and there will be the cross linking in between the peptide bond, so that they can generate a cross linked bacterial cell wall. So as a whole, we can write, or we can show the cross linking of the bacterial cell wall like this way. So this is the name NAG. This name is connected with L-alanine, D-glutamic acid, L-lysine, and this L-lysine is connected with 4 glycine unit. Again, this is the DL. So this is one unit. Now this unit is cross-linked with the same unit via the peptide linkage. So here another equivalent of the name NAG, and this is continuing. So here again same residue L-ala, D-glutamic, L-lysine, and glycine. This is the 4 glycine residue is there. D-ala. Now how the cross linking takes place? This glycine unit will couple with the D-alanine and replace the another equivalent of the D-alanine. And you know this is a biochemical process, and in each biochemical process is guided by some presence of the enzyme. So here the enzyme is used, that is the transpeptidase, because you are transforming this peptide bond to another peptide bond by replacing the D-alanine unit. So here the enzyme used is transpeptidase. This is the enzyme. So the pathway, it will attack here and DLA will be replaced from here. So the cross-linked structure will be making between the glycine and ALA. Similarly, it will be in the repetitive pathway. So as a whole, we can write the structure cross-linking between the D-alanine glycine. Here cross-linking between the D-alanine and another equivalent of the glycine, and it will also take part in the cross-linking. So this is the cross-linked pathway. Now our target is to inhibit this cross-linking pathway. How is it possible? This is possible in presence of the penicillin. Now why penicillin, or how penicillin inhibits this cross-linking pathway? Generally, you know, this is the enzyme active reaction, or the presence of the enzyme will accelerate the reaction or will guide the reaction. And you also know that in the enzymatic structure there will be the active site of the enzyme where some binder will attach, and they can assist the reaction by make some anchoring with the substrate. So that is the enzyme substrate, the activity or enzyme substrate model. Now in case of penicillin, the penicillin can achieve the conformation of the, you can see this is the cross-link pathway, but you can see before cross-linking or during the cross-linking, this is the structure. That means glycine will attack here, or I can write during the cross-linking the glycine will attack here and this DLA leaves the molecule. Similarly, another equivalent glycine attacks here, DLA leaves the molecule. Now if the penicillin achieve the conformation of this DLA peptide bond, then the active site can't isolate or can't recognize in between the peptide as well as this residue. So if the active site can't recognize this conformation, then penicillin will insert into the active site of the enzyme. That means the active site will be blocked in presence of the penicillin. So the cross-linking will be inhibited. So if the cross-linking is inhibited, then the bacterial cell wall becomes leaky. That means there will be the leaching of the bacterial cell wall, and you know the cell, there are lots of the cytoplasm, it contains the water, so actually the cell rupture will take place. The water will be came out will come out from the bacterial cell. That means the leaching of the cell of bacterial cell, and it will act, the penicillin will act or assist this cell wall leaching. So now how you will show the inhibition of cross-linking in presence of the with competing with the bacterial cell wall. So in this case, first if we show the actual cross-linking of the bacterial cell wall, then there are 3 steps. Say so this is the active site of the enzyme, that is the transpeptidase enzyme. So this is the active site. Now you know that active site will contain some kind of binder. This binder can be binded through the covalent bond or through dipole-dipole interaction or through van der Waals interaction. That means different type of non-covalent as well as or covalent interaction can assist the reaction pathway, biochemical reaction pathway. Now in this case, for the bacterial cell wall, this is the peptide chain. You have seen the peptide chain, that means the L-LRD glutamic acid, L-lysine, glycine, and I am not drawing the whole chain. So as a written as the peptide chain in the generalized way, and we mainly consider about the reacting center. So now in this case, you know there are DLR. So before attacking by the glutamic acid, here first the ester bond will form between this D-alanine and the OH binder reside at the active site. So this is the COH of the alanine. So it will attack here, and the D-alanine will leave the molecule, so that it can generate the ester bond in between the D-alanine and the OH, because it is the amino acid, so ester bond will form, and you know ester is a good leaving group also. So next step is the attacking by the glycine unit of another peptide chain. Say peptide chain, the glycine unit. So now this glycine unit will attack the electrophilic center, and the bond will be removed, so that you will get the cross linking between the glycine and alanine. So it is in a repetitive pathway, and you can see that enzyme will regain its structure and will take part in the reaction. So that is the enzyme catalytic reaction, and this is the cross-linked bond. Now when you add the penicillin or derivative of the penicillin, different salt of the penicillin, then the enzyme in the cannot recognize in between the D-alanine conformation and the penicillin conformation. So there will be the competition in between the D-ala conformation and the penicillin unit. So now in this case, what will happen? The penicillin will come closer, or the enzyme will be activate on the penicillin residue. So I am not drawing the rest of the structure of penicillin. Now here you can see this is the beta lactam ring, or it is the amide linkage, and it is a 4-membered ring, highly strained ring. So this ring can be easily opened up in presence of this binder at the active site of the enzyme. So it will attack here, and simultaneously this bond will be open up. So instead of formation of the ester bond between the D-alanine and the OH, you will get the formation of the bond this is the scenario. So when this structure is attached with the enzyme active site of the enzyme, then how the alanine will come closer? That means this side is now blocked. So if this side is blocked, then you can see that the peptide chain in presence of the glycine, it can't be attacked here because it is the blocked site. It can't recognize the structure, so it will revert back. That means the cross-linking pathway is restricted or is prohibited. So this is the inhibition pathway, or we can say in the opposite pathway. So this is the blocked site. So this is the blocked site, and we can say this is inversely blocked also, because if the DLR is not come closer, then they cannot form the trans-esterification in between the DLR and the OH bond. So that is also named as the inversely blocked mechanism. Then there will be the leaching. That means the water will come out from the bacterial cell membrane, and there will be the death of the bacterial cell. So this is one pathway that the penicillin can restrict, can inhibit the bacterial action or the bacterial activity. Now another approach of this mechanism is the umbrella approach. That means the umbrella approach mechanism of penicillin. In this case, in the first approach, we have seen that a binder group is attached at the active site of the enzyme. Okay, that's fine. Generally, the active site of the enzyme will remain always fixed. But there are some other binder may attached with the adjacent position of the active site. And if the binder having the same affinity like the nucleophilicity affinity, or can form the covalent bond or dipole-dipole interaction or hydrophobic interaction, then they can also interact with the substrate. So in this case, if I draw the structure of the active site like this way, so this is the active site, and here this binder is present. Simultaneously, another binder can be attached at the adjacent position of the enzyme. Okay, so this is the trans peptidase. So now in this case, the when you add the penicillin can also attached with this binder. Instead of binding with the active site, it can also bind with the adjacent position of the active site. So if we add the penicillin here, so this is the structure of penicillin. So instead of attached at the active site, so this is the active site. it will be added in this position, and the mechanism will be same, that this ring is now opened up. So the structure will be like this way. So this is the structure when it is binded to the adjacent site of the active site of the enzyme. Now here you can see that this active site, though it is free, this binder is also free, but you can see that the intermediate, you can see that this active site, though it is free, this binder is also free, but you can see that the intermediate or the reactive species here acts as a shield this active site. That means it can act like an umbrella. How it will, and this is shielded the position of the active site. So if the active site is totally blocked, that is the sterically blocked here or shielded here, then there is the no chances of the substrate to come closer. That means the DLR residue will not come closer to the active site. It will be repelled from here because they are not close contact. Because we know during a reaction there should be an optimal distance between the enzyme active site as well as the substrate, but here is no optimal distance is there, and not only that, it is completely shielded by this sterically hindered group. So that there is no questions of the coming of DLR, and simultaneously the other peptide chain containing the glycine, that is also repelled. So if both the residues are repelled, then there is the no questions of the cross linking. So this is the another mechanistic approach, that the penicillin will deactivate the enzyme activity on the cross linking pathway, and as a whole again there will be the leaching of the bacterial cell wall. So this is the procedure. There is the two mechanism or two different approaches of the mechanism of the penicillin in the bacterial cell wall. So from this part the questions may come like this way. So draw what are the basic carbohydrate units in the bacterial cell wall. So it is obviously NAM and NAC, and you can be asked to draw the structure of the NAM and NAC. And similarly, which enzyme is responsible for the biochemical pathway of the cross-linking? Obviously, it is the transpeptidase. And if anyone is asked for the mechanistically how you will show mechanism that the penicillin will block the bacterial cell wall cross-linking, then you have to show the mechanism in the schematically, that one is the cross-linking inhibition by attaching at the directly at the active site, and another one is the umbrella effect that will prohibit the cross-linking pathway. Okay. So this is all for today's topic. If you have any doubt, you can ask.